Everybody, welcome to Studio 64. My name's David, and I've been searching the interzones for some more science, space, and tech news to share with you. And I came across this over at Sputnik International. Yes, deadly chemicals found at US ICBM bases threaten to send personnel to early grave. Oh, charming. All right, what have we got here? Introduced into service in the 1970s, America's Minuteman III ICBM arsenal has been plagued by notoriously outdated tech, including computers using 8-inch floppies until the late 2010s. Efforts to modernize the missiles have been problematic, with the Air Force forced to safely terminate a test launch in November after detecting an anomaly. Yes. Personnel operating the current and former US ICBM bases have been exposed to cancer-causing agents known as polychlorinated biphenyls, or PCBs, the Air Force has acknowledged. PCBs are likely present in decommissioned Titan and Peacekeeper missile facilities that the Air Force no longer has the ability to conduct sampling in. Air Force Global Strike Command Chief General Thomas A. Bussiere said in a release put out earlier this week. Yes, but look at this. But the pale-coloured, yellow-coloured viscous substances have also been found at active Minuteman III sites, Bussiere said. Sampling identified the continued presence of PCBs at Minuteman bases despite a comprehensive removal effort in the 1990s. One of the consistent concerns we've heard throughout the missile community cancer study is that service members, retirees, and veterans have trouble explaining their concerns over potential exposure to toxic chemicals with their healthcare providers, especially civilian providers who don't have access to military medical databases, Air Force Global Strike Command Surgeon General Gregory Coleman said. Now, while this memorandum from Global Strike Command cannot capture the specifics of any individual airman or guardian service in the missile fields, it can serve as a starting point for discussions and documentation of potential exposure, Coleman added. Very, very interesting and worrying, too, for those servicemen. PCBs are chemical compounds used in an array of old equipment, including electronics. They were banned in the US in the late 1970s and worldwide in the early 2000s. They share characteristics with other persistent organic pollutants, easily contaminating the local environment, including rivers, soils, and farms. They are extremely hard to break down or degrade, with elimination difficult and costly. Incineration, for example, requires heating to temperatures of 1,000 degrees Celsius or above. This reminds me very much of Agent Orange use of the Vietnam veterans too. Finally getting, at least in Australia anyway, we're finally getting some results from our Department of Veteran Affairs in assisting our veterans. And I'm just hoping that it goes well for these servicemen too in the US. Sounds like they're having similar problems to Agent Orange exposure. The substances are linked to diseases impacting the central nervous system and the endocrine disruption. PCBs can also cause aggressive skin and liver cancers and have a suspected role in the development of other ailments by weakening the immune system. They easily penetrate skin and even protective equipment, including synthetic polymers and latex. Now, the US is expected to spend over $131 billion to replace its Minuteman III missiles with the new Sentinel missile program. The program has faced a string of delays, with the first test flight expected to take place in 2026 at the earliest. Yes, the Pentagon is expected to spend a staggering $1.5 trillion and rising on its multi-decade nuclear rearmament program, which was begun by the Obama administration in 2016. Yeah, maybe they could not spend a new amount of $1.5 trillion and see if they can find the, $2 trillion that they lost? They couldn't find it? Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. Dear, oh dear. Well, I certainly hope that the service people that did their bit and served their country honourably do get some justice, because I think it's absolutely appalling. As I said, it reminds me very much of Agent Orange and the Vietnam veterans. Anybody got any thoughts on this? Please let me know down in the comments. As I say, all the best to all the vets out there, because they deserve our support, especially with a situation like this. All right, well, my name is David. Thanks for joining me for another Studio 64 Science, Space and Tech News update. I shall see you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. If you're up for it, drop a comment down below the video because I'd love to hear what you think. All right, take care, and as I always say, if you can't be good at it. And as I also always say,
my brain hurts!